Yeah, I asked what was happening because I know Lisa's husband, the plastic surgeon. So
you got the tea
I
out
don't
of
watch
them.
it, but I do read page 6. I'm not,
The Mercedes-Benz Interview Lounge.
Lee Schrager's here. He's our brother. In here talking about the South Beach Wine and Food Festival. Hi, Lee.
Good morning, everyone. It's
Hello,
so
Lee.
nice to be back. Hey, Gandhi.
Hello.
Hey, guys.
What do you think of the new place?
I love the new digs, and thank you for moving close to my apartment. So I literally I got out of bed 2 minutes before, unlike your old digs where I had to, get up and take that subway.
Yeah,
man.
we were
This couldn't be nicer.
Now we're in Midtown Manhattan. It's like the Hillbillies moved uptown.
Yeah.
Here we
You
are.
are like the Beverly Hillbillies,
We are.
right?
Here, get closer to that mic. I'm going to talk about something really cool that's happening at South Beach Wine and Food Festival this year. A lot of these events, they're spoken for. You're raising money. You're doing great things. The best chefs in the world all gathering. And people said, no, we're there. We vote. And we're coming.
Well, they're spoken for, but they're spoken for like you're spoken for. There's always one more. So,
Oh, God.
Well.
Oh, really? Is that how it works in your house?
There's always room.
Very nice.
There's always room
There's
for
always
dessert.
another one. No, another ticket. No.
Room for dessert.
No, we're really lucky that sales and the response to the festival this year have been great, and we're honoring our mutual friend Alex Garnaschelli and David Burka and Neil Patrick Harris are coming in down and hosting this big drag brunch with Bianca Del Rio, and
drag
Bobby
brunch.
Flay is going to be back, and Giada De Laurentiis. So,
I'm sorry, did I hear Bobby Flay is going to be in drag at the South Beach?
What would his name be?
Bobby Flay.
I went to the drag fest when it was here, the
Right.
drag brunch when it was here, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
We had such a good time.
Yeah, but Bianca Del Rio and Trinity Tuck and Ginger Minx are like the biggest names in drag.
Trinity Tuck. is that
Trinity
what you said?
Tuck.
Yes.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Bianca Del Rio, won big time in RuPaul's.
Big.
Yeah.
RuPaul taught me how to tuck, by the way. In his book. that-
Wait, what are you talking?
What are you tucking?
You know what you're tucking. He put a book out like years ago when he first came out, and he talked about tucking and taught people how to tuck.
Well, thank you for that, Danielle.
And then
Does your
Danielle
husband know?
He does.
I didn't know you were a tucker.
I don't need to, but if I did, I'd know how.
If you ever have an opportunity to attend the South Beach Wine and Food Festival, or here in New York, the New York City Wine and Food Festival, it's not just it's not just you pay a bunch of money, eat a bunch of great food from the best chefs in the world. These gatherings are also raising money for these incredible institutions. So let's focus on South Beach.
Well, it's our 22nd year next week. We kick off next Thursday night with the Burger Bash that Emerald is going to be hosting for us. And Friday night, Guy Fieri's back with Triple D. And Saturday night, Danny Trejo is hosting a big taco event. On Sunday night, Andrew Zimmern's doing a big carnival party. And all of the money that we've raised over the years, almost $40 million, go to benefit the Chaplin School of Hospitality and Tourism Management at FIU. And, the money is great and it's fantastic, but the experience that it gives to these kids is really, really amazing. Where do you get an experience like working with the greatest chefs or the winemakers and experiencing something like that? And so many of these kids get jobs with these chefs and with these wineries once they graduate. When I travel, I can't tell you how many times I'll run into someone who says, oh, I went to FIU. I worked at the Burger Bash, or I worked behind the scenes. I mean, that's really the best part about this.
And pandemic scared the hell out of all of us in many different industries, ours included, yours included, everyone's included. Well, not yours, because you also in the liquor business, and you did pretty well, I'm sure. But when it comes to hospitality, and our show, we have so many people who work in the hospitality business, be it hotels or be it restaurants or whatever. It's really, we're seeing this bounce back. We're seeing a lot of good things happening there. So there is a reason to support this business. From your point of view, and you're in the thick of it, how do you see the hospitality business doing now versus, let's say, 6 months ago? Are you seeing improvements here?
Oh, sure. I mean, I think everyone's seeing improvement. I think the hardest part for the industry is help, staffing, but I think that's universal in everything, but particularly in the hospitality industry, and the rising costs. So you walk by a restaurant and you see it jam-packed and you think they're making a ton of money, and they're probably doing well, but the expenses of running a restaurant today are significant.
The eggs.
The eggs. I mean, look at eggs.
Yeah.
I mean,
ridiculous.
really everything is more expensive, but it's great to see the hospitality industry. I don't want to say it's resilient, but come back. Food is the one thing that we all have in common. We don't all care about basketball. We don't care about going to a fashion show. We all eat. Everybody eats.
Yes, we
And
do.
it's that one thing. Yeah. What do we do in the morning? We talk about where we ate last night. And when you leave here today, you're going to talk about where you ate tonight. I mean, look, this morning we're talking about John Fraser sent over the most delicious food from his new restaurant, La Marchand.
Oh, my God.
On Wall Street. So, John, I mean,
the best croissant I've ever had.
No, it is
in
the
my
best
life.
croissant I ever had. So I'd love to take some home. And
this side of Paris.
there's a side of Paris. No, that was a great, and that avocado toast and the French toast. I mean, I mean, La Marchand, I think, is just opening, but John Fraser is that Michelin award-winning chef. So, John, I know you got up personally this morning to make those croissants for us.
really?
So thank you.
Good.
We had some avocado tartare. We had some cinnamon rolls, sausage head biscuits, and croissant. The pain du chocolat.
Yeah, pain au chocolat. Oui.
And some pound cakes. By the way, Scotty thought when we said pound cakes, that was the instructions.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I defiled one of them.
Okay,
Did.
we'll leave it right there. We'll leave it right there. What's that, Scary?
I think one of the amazing things of the South Beach Wine and Food Festival is that you find yourself sampling different foods when you go to these grand tastings that you may not even know that you even liked. And then you try new things, and then you increase, your palate becomes more worldly. You know what I'm saying?
I think the beauty of a festival like ours, besides for the money and the awareness it raises for the charity, is the opportunity to sample. I mean, where could you go and sample 70 different food, 40 different burgers in one night, or fried chicken from 30 restaurants, or Italian food from 40 restaurants? It's really great like that. You don't take out your wallet. Once you pay, all food and drink is included. And it's just an amazing experience. All that great food in one place, raising money.
So, one of our favorite stories from the New York City Wine and Food Festival, we were a part of the taco and tequila night. Mm-hmm. And the winners, we become good friends with these remarkable ladies, mother and daughter. And their taco was just off the hook, right?
Yeah, it was the Jamaican jerk chicken taco, and it won everything. But to your point of what you were saying earlier, Shelly, who is the woman who runs Two Girls in a Cook Shop, she was talking about how she originally heard about the food festival and started behind the scenes. Yeah. She used to come clean up after all the chefs, and then she was on stage winning. Yeah. And it's so cool.
That was what she said on stage when we were giving her the big check. Yeah. She's like, I used to clean up after y'all. Now I'm winning because of y'all.
My favorite story, really, if you ask the favorite story of the hundreds of events we've done, a few years ago in Miami, a local restaurant that I had never been to or never heard about was losing their lease, and they rented the property from the city of Coral Gables in Miami. And for whatever reason, they were losing their lease. And I read about it or heard about it, and I was very sorry. And I went to the farmer's market a few days later, and I saw them participating at the farmer's market. And I said, aren't you the people who are having the problem? And this lovely, lovely old black family, mother, grandmother, kids, she said, yes, we're going out of, business, unfortunately. And I'm like, well, why don't you do the Burger Bash? And they didn't know what it was. And they said, well, we can't afford to donate food. I said, no, the food's provided, and I'll pay any expenses. I'll pay your help personally. I want you to participate. And it's called Bob's Burger. This is a few months before the festival. The night of Burger Bash, I'm up on stage and they're announcing the winner, and Bob's Burger won. They won. I had nothing when I looked at it before it was announced, and I looked at it, and that changed everything for them. The city had such an outpour of people annoyed about what was going on. They were about to close down a few weeks later. They're now there. Bob's Burger, the greatest story about that festival. Now they do it every year. They are the nicest. I get emails from Rita, the owner, blessing me and my family all the time. Aww. I mean, she's the nicest lady, and that is my favorite story.
I love, and I'm sure there's thousands more stories. I love that. What you do is just remarkable. And, to be able to meet these wonderful ladies who were at the Wine and Food Festival with us, they brought tacos in, and they really are fantastic. So, I don't know.
Well, thank you guys. You've been such fans of ours and supporting us for so many years. And I hope we'll see you in South Beach soon, if not this year, next year. And you never know. We're working on something in Paradise Island also.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
The Nassau Paradise Island in the middle of March. You may want a weekend away for the Nassau Paradise Island Wine and Food Festival.
Hello.
You never know.
Well, I don't know. In New York, it's actually warmer here in March than Paradise Island.
You're right. It's like,
So Diamond is a huge Real Housewives fan. And you see Lee Schrager and you started flipping out.
Just out of nowhere, I'm watching the TV, and these two women are sitting down eating. We're thinking we're going to get huge gossip from them. And Lee interrupts it, but it was a pleasant interruption because I was like, hey, Elvis knows him. He's been up to the show before.
Wait. Just for fair disclosure, I have never, ever, ever, ever watched Housewives, ever.
Oh.
And Luann is one of my best friends. I have never watched it, and she keeps telling me I'm better off for not watching it. But so I'm in this restaurant in Miami. Elvis, you and I dined there, Le Petite Maison.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So, and I'm leaving, and I'm with my friend Richard Alexander, the Broadway producer, and he goes, "Oh, look, there's Marisol." I said, "Oh." So I walk right over to them, and they're filming. I did not know it. Everyone thinks that I knew it,
You
to
knew
get
it.
into the camera. I will tell you that more people commented on me being in Housewives than when the New York Times did a feature story on me. It was the most pathetic. People from all over the country were saying, "We saw you in Housewives." I'm like, "You're kidding."
No, not at all.
No.
Did you watch that episode?
No, I did
wow.
not watch it. No.
Come
I
on.
didn't. I don't even know. No, I don't even know if I have Bravo.
Well, tell him what happened. What happened?
And I
on
don't
that
have Peacock. I don't. Is it on Peacock?
It's on Peacock.
What
No, I
happened?
don't have Peacock. I went, and I'm not joining one more channel that I have to pay for and never watch.
I don't blame you. Now, what happened on that episode? Did any
They were
happen?
gossiping about
Lisa
like,
Hochstein. Is it Hochstein or something?
Yeah.
The
Oh,
one
you asked.
No. Well, I kind of knew Lisa.
Yep.
I asked what was happening because I knew Lisa's husband, the plastic surgeon. So
You got the tea
I
out
don't
of
watch
them.
it, but I do read Page Six. I'm not,
He goes up to them and he goes, I heard about Lisa. What's going on? The whole season is about Lisa getting a divorce from her husband, Lenny. He left her. So everybody's talking about it. And they're like, yep, everyone in Miami is talking about
that's
it.
very
Even our
sad.
friend Lee.
Yes. No, I had nothing to do with that. I'll go on the record of saying
So that was
I've never
actually-
seen that.
That was actually reality because it really happened.
He was
Yeah.
Lee
didn't know
Schrager's the
about
only
it.
real thing that happened on that show.
But I would like you to know that I really have never watched that show, and more people watch Housewives than read the New York Times, or at least of my friends.
Yes.
There you have it.
Yep, that's me.
Any time you need a Housewives a question answered, you go to Diamond. She has it all.
I don't get it. It's really. Listen, we went out for brunch a few years ago in Miami at Joe's Stone Crab with Barbara Streisand. And she was dressed. You wouldn't. She wasn't like.
I'm
look
sorry.
like-
Are you dropping names?
No, she didn't. My friend Richard produces her, so and no one knew her because in Miami she looked like any other Jewish woman, with a hat and glasses.
Right.
And no one knew her. We go out with Luann, and the whole city knows her.
Of course.
No, I don't get it. Yeah.
Maybe it's better you don't get it. That's all good. So one thing you may not know about Lee is every single chef in the world knows Lee and loves Lee and respects Lee, and you really are a superstar amongst most people in the restaurant industry.
Most.
If someone out there has that thing, that itch that needs to be scratched, they need to be a chef. They need to work in the restaurant industry. They want to be a part of this thing you know a lot about. What is your advice for someone to be in it, to get in it, and to be in it for the long haul?
Well, I think there's a difference of being in the industry and wanting to be on TV. I think they're two different things. If you want to become a chef so you can be on TV, I have no advice, how that happens. If you want to be a chef, I'm a chef by trade. I went to the Culinary Institute and I worked my way through it on work study. I was a waiter on weekends, and you worked hard. So I think the best experience you can have, and I think the best experience you can have in the industry is just to go there and work, period. I think education is great, and I'm certainly not saying don't go to college, but you want to learn how to be a good cook or become a chef, go work for somebody good and learn from the bottom up. When I started, I was working in a restaurant in Fort Lauderdale, and I'd come in and they gave me a 50-pound bag of shallots and said, "Oh, peel them." And that is what I did for days, peel shallots.
Has nothing to do with
Wow.
the TV show.
No, nothing, exactly.
I have a question about that though. So, do other chefs, like the super highfalutin chefs, do they look down on people who have not gone to culinary school and did learn from working from the bottom up?
No, I bet you a lot of chefs today haven't gone to culinary school.
Okay.
I think, again, education's important. If I don't want the parents writing me saying the kids aren't going to school because of me, but I think hands-on experience. And again, I don't know where people like Renee Redzepi from Noma or Danielle Hume. My gut feeling is they probably have some culinary training, but they learned and they worked, and they were commies in kitchens, like starting at the bottom, and worked their way up. Just because you went to Harvard and have a law degree doesn't mean you're an amazing lawyer. It just means you went to a good college.
Totally.
Yeah, in my opinion.
I just heard that was like the secret beef in the chef world.
No.
Oh, he didn't go to culinary school.
No.
She did.
No. I don't think so. I think if you ask any chef, it's that hands-on experience that you can't buy, and no college can give you that, or no trade school can give you that.
Now, before you leave, we have a piece of sound from the Wine and Food Festival I want you to hear in just a second. But first, if you're anxious to listen to or read a book, which I find one of the most fascinating books that has to do with not only being a chef or running a restaurant, but in any business. Unreasonable Hospitality by Will Jadaro
It's a fantastic book, and Will is a superstar.
It's called Unreasonable Hospitality.
So for those who don't know, Will was Daniel Hume's business partner in 11 Madison Avenue, and he's one of the great cocktail experts. And, of course, they work for Danny Meyer, and there's no better education than working for somebody like a Danny Meyer, a Steven Starr, working for Jonathan Tisch. People like that produce people coming out of their kitchens or their hotels have the best education money can buy.
And if you're not familiar with any of the above names, you read this book and they'll all become your heroes. Yeah. It's called Unreasonable Hospitality. Doesn't matter what business you're in or whatever you're doing, hearing Will's story is motivating to make you want to do whatever you're doing in this world better and outperform everyone else and outperform your own expectations. It really is a great book. Now,
wait, Lee, do you have a favorite chef and a chef you hate, and would you tell us?
Yes to both.
Yeah. Oh, yeah?
Yes, no. Yes, of course I have favorites. But they're like my kids. I
and
can't
people
tell you.
You can't stand?
Plenty.
Oh.
Yeah, plenty.
Not
plenty. That's not true. Not plenty.
7.
8.
So the night we were up on stage, and we were up and down on stage announcing some of the, whatever's going on during the Wine and Food Festival event we went to, and we were helping co-host
Tacos and tequila.
Well, someone had a lot of tequila. That one over there, Nate.
And not enough tacos.
We were walking up to the stage, and we looked around and said, "Where's Nate?" Nate is holding onto the banister of the staircase. He looks like he's climbing some sort of mountain. He
almost fell.
He couldn't get up to the stage.
He was tipping over.
You have to remember, Casa Dragon is a sipping tequila, not a jugging tequila.
Not for me.
Yeah.
I drank everything. And I'm sorry, Lee. I apologize.
No
apologies.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is this?
So this was that moment when he was holding on to the banister from the stage. This was his announcement to the public.
And you can hear me in the background if you listen closely. Get the microphone away from him.
Yep.
Okay, I just judged 12 cocktails, so give me a second. Diamond Crystal Salt Company, Dynamic Productions, El Tequilino. El
Tequilino, Flavor Gallery Food Network, God's Love We Deliver. You Nate.
Also, Halper Paper and Supplies Incorporated.
Okay, so we had to take the microphone away from him because
Lee, have you ever had a moment in your life where you think back on it years since it happened and you just shake your head in embarrassment? That is my moment. That is my most recent moment.
Well, it's funny you say that. I posted something yesterday about Howard Johnson's. Do you remember Howard Johnson's?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you remember when they
fried
used to have-
clams.
No, they had all-you-can-eat fried chicken night growing up. And my friends and I used to go to Howard Johnson's every Friday night in the summer until we were banned from Howard Johnson's for eating too much fried chicken. Hence my love of fried chicken. So I like tequila, but I think if I was going to OD on something, it would probably be fried chicken before El Tequilino. Right.
Not quite as embarrassing as Nate on tequila night.
Sorry.
Hey, look, you know what? If you check out our Instagram at Elvis Duran Show, you'll see all you need to know about South Beach Wine and Food Festival. And, Lee Schrager, we love you. Whatever we could ever do to join with you to help out the industry or just make sure we put a light on these incredible chefs, let us be a part of that.
You've done that since the day I met you. You guys are the absolute best. Every single one of you has been amazing. And the support that you've given in New York for God's Love We Deliver and in Florida for the School of Hospitality, you do not know how important it is to the charity. So thank you guys. And Elvis, thank you for being the best of the best.
I love you, Lee. Hey, get out and support a restaurant or two today. Get that done. Thank you, Lee.
The Mercedes-Benz Interview Lounge.